about changing our lives, we often think about these grand gestures, these sweeping changes that come with big decisions and dramatic moments. But I've learned something in my years of working with people and watching the ones who succeed and the ones who struggle. It's not the big things that make the biggest difference. No, it's the small things. The little habits, the little choices we make every day. See, if we're looking to change our lives in a big way, we have to start with the small. Because the small habits, the ones we often overlook or dismiss as insignificant, compound over time. And let me tell you, the results of compounded effort are extraordinary. You won't even recognize your life after you've been practicing these small habits long enough. One day you'll look around and you'll be living the life you've always dreamed of. And all because of the small things. Now I want you to think about this for a second. What if you could change your life just by changing 10 small habits? Doesn't sound too overwhelming, does it? 10 little things. 10 things you can start today that could transform your future. See, that's the beauty of habits. They don't require some monumental shift in your schedule or a sudden stroke of luck. You can start them right now, wherever you are, with whatever you have. So, what are these small habits? What are these things that, if you make them part of your daily routine, will change your life forever? We're going to go right down the list, so make sure you jot this down. First habit, reading. Now, you might be thinking, Jim, I don't have time to sit down with a book every day. But listen closely. Reading is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. And I'm not just talking about any reading. I'm talking about reading with a purpose. Reading something that stretches your mind, that expands your thinking, that introduces you to new ideas and possibilities. What you feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. I'm telling you, reading is not just a pastime. It's a gateway. It opens doors to new ideas, to new ways of thinking, to new opportunities. When you make reading a daily habit, you're feeding your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and perspective. You see, most people are hungry for success, hungry for growth, but they aren't feeding their minds with the nutrients that success needs. Success requires a sharp mind, a mind that is constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly stretching. And the easiest way to feed your mind is through reading. Think about it like this. Every time you pick up a book, you're holding a piece of someone's life work. Their thoughts, their experiences, and their wisdom. What a powerful concept. Instead of waiting years to learn something on your own, you can absorb a lifetime of lessons in just a few hours. Now, I'm not saying you need to read for hours every day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of intentional reading each day adds up. Over time, that knowledge compounds, just like interest in a savings account. And that compounding knowledge, that's the stuff that changes your life. It changes how you see the world, how you solve problems, and how you approach challenges. But here's the key. You must be selective about what you read. Not every book is worth your time. You don't want to waste your precious moments on gossip or fluff. Instead, choose books that will challenge you, that will expand your mind, that will make you think. Whether it's biographies, self-development, or books on business strategy, pick something that aligns with where you want to go. Because where you want to go in life depends on what you're feeding your mind today. The ideas you let into your mind will shape your future. So make reading a daily, purposeful habit, and you'll start to notice the change in your thinking, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. Next, what do 99% of successful people have in common? They have a journal, and they use it daily. It's one of those habits that doesn't get enough credit. Writing things down, especially your thoughts, your goals, your dreams, there's something powerful about it. It's almost like magic. When you put your thoughts on paper, they become more real. They're no longer just swirling around in your head, causing confusion or anxiety. Instead, they're in front of you, clear and tangible. It gives you a sense of control. You can now see the problem or the idea for what it is. And once you see it, you can start to figure out how to solve it or make it happen. Writing things down is like giving your mind a breath of fresh air. What happens when you don't keep a journal? When you don't write things down, everything stays cluttered in your mind. You walk around with a million thoughts, ideas, worries, and plans floating around. And it's exhausting. Your brain is trying to hold on to everything and it can't. But when you sit down with a pen and paper, you offload all that mental clutter. It's like cleaning out a messy room. Suddenly everything feels more organized. You can think more clearly, plan more effectively, and focus on what truly matters. It doesn't take long either. A few minutes of journaling each day can make a massive difference. Here's something else about journaling. It helps you track your progress. Life gets busy, and it's easy to forget how far you've come or how much you've accomplished. But when you make it a habit to write down your thoughts and goals regularly, you create a record of your journey. And let me tell you, there's nothing more motivating than looking back at your old entries and realizing how much you've grown, how many challenges you've overcome, or how many of your dreams you've already achieved. So start small. Set aside 5 or 10 minutes each day to write. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be profound. Just let your thoughts flow, and you'll start to see the difference in your clarity, focus, and personal growth. Next, you have to set your goals. That's where the rubber meets the road. I always say that if you don't set goals, you're like a ship without a sail. You might be moving, but you're drifting. You're going wherever the wind takes you, and that's no way to live. You see, goals give you direction. They give you something to aim for, something to strive toward. And when you have a clear target in mind, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Instead, every action, every decision, every choice you make moves you closer to where you want to go. That's the power of goal setting. Most people think setting goals is something you do once a year, maybe on New Year's Eve. But let me tell you, goal setting is something you should be doing every day. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? What's one thing, just one, that, if you achieved it today, would make a difference in your life? Write it down. That's your target. Now your mind knows what to focus on. You've given it a job to do. And believe me, your mind loves having a job. It will go to work figuring out how to achieve that goal. But here's the thing. Your goals have to be specific. Vague goals lead to vague results. You can't just say, I want to be successful, or I want to get fit. What does success look like? What does fitness mean to you? The more specific you are, the more focused your actions will be. Break your big goals down into smaller, actionable steps, and then tackle them one by one. When you make this a daily habit, setting small, clear goals each day, you'll be amazed at how much progress you make over time. And before you know it, those small daily wins will add up to massive achievements. Or make sure that you're writing down your goals. Next, feeding your mind will do wonders. But here's what we can't forget. You also must feed your body. And feed it good. Exercise is one of those habits that people either love or avoid. But let me tell you, it's one of the most important habits you can develop. And it's not just about physical fitness. Sure, exercise keeps your body healthy, but more than that, it sharpens your mind. It boosts your energy, your focus, your mood. When you move your body, you're telling yourself, I'm alive, I'm capable, I'm strong. And that mindset carries over into every other area of your life. You see, there's a direct connection between how you feel physically and how you perform mentally. When you're in good shape, when your body is strong, your mind is sharp. You handle stress better. You think more clearly. And you have the energy to tackle the challenges that come your way. That's why making exercise a habit is so crucial. And I'm not talking about hours at the gym or some grueling workout routine. It doesn't have to be that complicated. A 20-minute walk, some light stretching, a bit of strength training, whatever works for you. The key is consistency. It's better to do a little bit every day than to push yourself too hard once a week and burn out. And here's another thing about exercise. It's a great metaphor for life. When you push through the discomfort, when you keep going even when it's tough, you build resilience. You train yourself to keep going, to not give up. That's a lesson you can apply to anything you want to achieve. So make exercise a daily habit. Move your body every day, in whatever way feels good to you. Not only will you feel better physically, but you'll also find that you have more mental clarity, more focus, and more drive to go after your goals. Next, gratitude. This is one of those habits that's often overlooked because it seems too simple. But let me tell you, gratitude is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. You see, what you focus on expands. If you focus on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what you don't have, guess what? You'll get more of that. But if you focus on what's good, on what's working, on what you do have, you'll start to notice more and more things to be grateful for. And that shift in perspective can change your entire life. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about training your mind to see the positive in every situation. When you make it a habit to focus on the good, you start to attract more good into your life. It's like a magnet. Gratitude changes your energy. Instead of walking around feeling frustrated or lacking, you start to feel abundant, fulfilled, content. And when you're in that state of mind, you're more open to opportunities, more open to new ideas, and more open to the possibilities that life has to offer. So how do you make gratitude a habit? It's simple. Every day, take a few moments to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe it's the fact that you woke up this morning. Maybe it's a kind word from a friend. Maybe it's the sunshine or the roof over your head. Whatever it is, take a moment to appreciate it. Write it down if you can. And over time, you'll start to notice a shift in your mindset. You'll start to see more and more things to be grateful for. And your life will feel richer, more abundant, and more joyful. Next, rest. Most of us get going in the morning and don't stop until we're walking to our bed like a zombie. Rest is something that's become undervalued in our fast-paced world. We're constantly on the go, always striving for the next goal, the next achievement. But here's the thing. Without rest, without recovery, we burn out. Our minds and bodies need time to recharge, to process, to heal. When you push yourself too hard, when you neglect rest, you're not doing yourself any favors. In fact, you're limiting your potential. Rest isn't just about sleep, although sleep is incredibly important. It's about giving yourself time to step away from the noise, the stress, the constant demands of life. It's about allowing your mind to wander, to dream, to relax. You ever notice how your best ideas come to you when you're not trying to think of anything? Maybe you're in the shower, or out on a walk, or just sitting quietly. That's because your mind needs space. It needs those moments of stillness to connect the dots, to solve problems, to spark creativity. We live in a culture that glorifies hustle. Everyone's talking about grinding, about working 24/7, about being busy. But let me tell you something. It's not about how hard you work. It's about how smart you work. And part of working smart is knowing when to step back, when to rest, when to recharge. Your brain is a powerful tool, but it needs downtime to function at its best. So make it a habit to prioritize rest. Whether it's taking a short break during the day, scheduling time for relaxation, or getting enough sleep at night. Rest will not only improve your productivity, but also your overall quality of life. Now, rest isn't just about sitting still. It's about giving your mind and body a chance to recover. Maybe for you, rest looks like meditation or a quiet walk in nature. Maybe it's spending time with loved ones or engaging in a hobby that brings you joy. Whatever it is, make sure you're building moments of rest into your daily routine. And here's the beautiful thing. When you rest, you come back stronger. Your mind is sharper, your energy is higher, and you're more creative. So, don't buy into the myth that rest is a luxury or that it's a sign of weakness. Rest is a necessity, and it's one of the most powerful tools you have for achieving your goals. Next habit. This was a hard one to learn. I always wanted to, but I used to think that I couldn't afford it. The next habit is giving. This is one of those habits that can change not only your life, but also the lives of the people around you. There's an old saying, the more you give, the more you receive. And it's true, but not in the way most people think. See, giving isn't just about material things. It's about giving your time, your attention, your energy, your kindness. When you make it a habit to give to others, you open up a flow of abundance in your own life. It's almost like a law of nature. The more you put out into the world, the more comes back to you. But here's the key. Give without expecting anything in return. When you give from a place of genuine generosity, without looking for a reward, you create a sense of fulfillment that can't be matched by anything else. And here's what I've learned over the years. The people who give, who really give, are the ones who seem to have the most. They have an abundance of love, of joy, of success. It's not just about giving money, although that's one way to contribute. It's about giving of yourself, your talents, your time. Maybe it's mentoring someone, volunteering, or simply being there for a friend who needs you. And don't forget, giving also includes giving to yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So make sure you're taking care of your own needs, filling yourself up so that you have even more to give to others. And as you make giving a habit, you'll start to notice something amazing. The more you give, the more opportunities come your way. It's almost like the universe recognizes that you're creating value, and it wants to reward you for it. So make it a daily practice to ask yourself, how can I give today? How can I make a positive difference in someone's life? And watch how your own life begins to flourish in return. Next, you got to start listening. Listening is another one of those habits that has the power to transform not just your life, but your relationships as well. You see, most people think they're good listeners, but in reality, they're just waiting for their turn to speak. Listening, truly listening, is a skill, and it's a habit that can change your interactions with everyone around you. When you listen, you show respect. You show that you value the other person's thoughts, their opinions, their feelings. And that kind of respect, it builds trust. It strengthens relationships. It opens doors. But here's the thing. Listening is more than just hearing the words someone is saying. It's about understanding. It's about being fully present in the moment. When someone's talking to you, don't just nod your head and think about what you're going to say next. Stop. Really listen. Pay attention to their body language, to their tone of voice, to the emotions behind their words. And when you do, you'll find that people open up to you more. They trust you more. They value your opinion more. That's because you've given them the gift of your full attention. And in today's distracted world, that's a rare and precious gift. Now, here's the beautiful part about listening. It's not just about the other person. When you make listening a habit, you become wiser. You learn more. You understand people and situations on a deeper level. And that understanding, that's powerful. It helps you make better decisions, solve problems more effectively, and connect with people in a way that's meaningful. So start practicing the habit of listening today. It doesn't take much. Just a little more focus, a little more intention, and the benefits you'll reap from it, both personally and professionally, will be immense. Next, learn to be patient. Patience is one of those things we all know we need, but rarely practice. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want everything now. Success, results, recognition. But here's the truth. Anything worth having takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience. And if you can cultivate the habit of patience, you'll find that life becomes a lot less stressful, a lot more enjoyable. See, most people give up too soon. They quit before they see the fruits of their labor. But the people who succeed, they're the ones who are willing to wait. They're the ones who understand that the best things in life don't happen overnight. Patience doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means taking consistent action, day in and day out, while trusting that the results will come in time. It's about believing in the process. even when you don't see immediate progress. Think about a seed. You plant it in the ground. You water it. You care for it. But for a while, it looks like nothing's happening. There's no visible growth. But under the surface, that seed is starting to sprout. It's developing roots. It's preparing for the moment when it will burst through the soil and grow into something beautiful. That's how success works. The roots of your efforts are growing, even when you can't see them yet. So how do you develop the habit of patience? Start by shifting your mindset. Instead of expecting instant results, focus on the long game. Remind yourself that great things take time, and that the work you're putting in now will pay off in the future. And in the meantime, find joy in the process. Celebrate the small wins along the way, and trust that with patience and persistence, you will achieve your goals. Patience, my friends, is a superpower. When you master it, you master the art of staying calm, focused, and committed, no matter how long the journey takes.
If you want to be successful in anything you do, let's start with a simple truth. Success is predictable. It's not some mystical thing reserved for a chosen few. It's not the result of fate, luck, or accident. No, success comes from following a set of principles, a formula, and sticking to it long enough to reap the rewards. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take consistently are what add up to produce great results over time. Consistency is the key. You've got to be willing to show up day in and day out, whether you feel like it or not, whether the circumstances are favorable or not. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to this: successful people keep going when others quit. Success is built on a foundation of habits. What are your habits? What are you doing every single day to move closer to your goals? Are your habits aligned with the results you want to achieve? If not, that's the first place to start. Your habits are either working for you or against you, and the results you're getting in your life are a direct reflection of the habits you've cultivated. The challenge, of course, is that habits are hard to change. But if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to make that change. Discipline is a key element in building those habits. Discipline is doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's easy to do the right thing when you're motivated, when everything is going well, when there's excitement. But success requires discipline during those moments when motivation is low. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's the force that keeps you on track, even when the initial enthusiasm fades. Think about this. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to lose steam after a few days or weeks? That's what happens when discipline isn't there to back up your motivation. Motivation might get you started, but it's discipline that will see you through. Discipline means sticking to your routine, staying committed to your plan, and doing what's necessary day after day, regardless of how you feel. Here's the first thing you need to get in check: your attitude. And take care of this before worrying about anything else. A positive, resilient attitude can make all the difference in how you approach challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. It's not about avoiding problems, it's about how you respond to them. Do you see obstacles as insurmountable, or do you view them as challenges to be overcome? Your attitude shapes your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. Success requires maintaining a mindset of growth, optimism, and persistence, even when things aren't going your way. Your attitude also determines your level of resilience. Success is rarely achieved without setbacks. The question isn't whether you'll encounter obstacles, it's how you'll handle them when they arise. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means facing them head on with the belief that you can find a solution. It's about seeing every setback as an opportunity to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. Responsibility plays a major role in success. Taking full responsibility for your outcomes is a non-negotiable part of being successful. That means owning both your successes and your failures. Too often, people look for someone or something else to blame when things don't go as planned. But successful people understand that they are ultimately responsible for their results. They don't waste time blaming others or waiting for external factors to change. Instead, they focus on what they can control: their actions, their mindset, their decisions. If you want to succeed in anything you do, take full ownership of your journey. Accept that you are where you are because of the choices you've made. And if you want different results, you need to make different choices. Shifting responsibility to external factors only disempowers you. When you take responsibility, you take control of your future. You can make adjustments, learn from your mistakes, and make progress. One of the most important pieces to success is persistence. Success doesn't come overnight, and it doesn't come without setbacks. The path to achieving your goals will be filled with challenges, delays, and unexpected difficulties. Persistence is what keeps you moving forward when things get tough. It's the determination to keep going even when progress seems slow or non-existent. Success belongs to those who are willing to stick with it, no matter how long it takes. One of the reasons persistence is so important is because real progress often takes time. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm, but success doesn't work that way. You have to be patient, you have to be willing to work, and you have to be persistent. Most people give up too soon. They quit just before they would have achieved their breakthrough. Persistence means continuing to take action, even when it feels like nothing is happening. It means trust in the process and staying the course. If you want to be successful in anything you do, you need to stay focused. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. If you want to succeed, you have to learn to focus on what matters most. You need a clear sense of your goals, and you have to direct your energy and attention toward those goals every day. Successful people don't get sidetracked by minor issues or distractions. They stay focused on their priorities. They know where they want to go, and they keep moving in that direction, no matter what. Focus also means saying no to things that don't align with your goals. Too many people get caught up in activities that don't move them closer to success. It's easy to get busy, but being busy doesn't mean being productive. Successful people understand the difference. They prioritize their time, energy, and resources toward the activities that have the greatest impact on their success. And you gotta have vision. Success requires a clear vision of what you want to achieve. You have to know where you're going before you can get there. Without a vision, you'll end up drifting, reacting to whatever comes your way, instead of proactively moving toward your goals. A clear vision gives you direction, purpose, and motivation. It provides a roadmap for your actions and helps you stay on course. But having a vision isn't enough. You need a plan to turn that vision into reality. It's easy to get caught up in dreaming, but success is about execution. You need to break your vision down into actionable steps. What can you do today, this week, this month, to move closer to your goal? Successful people are intentional about their actions. They create plans, set milestones, and take consistent steps toward their vision. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Your environment plays a significant role in your success as well. The people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, and the atmosphere you create for yourself all have an impact on your ability to succeed. You become like the people you spend the most time with. So choose your environment carefully. Are the people around you lifting you up, encouraging your growth, and supporting your goals? Or are they holding you back, keeping you in your comfort zone? If you want to be successful, you need to surround yourself with people who have the same mindset. Your environment can either be a source of motivation or a source of distraction. If you want to be successful in anything you do, you got to learn to manage your time. How you use your time will determine how successful you become. Time is the one resource we all have in equal measure, but it's how you choose to use it that makes the difference. Successful people don't waste time, they manage it wisely. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive. It's about maximizing your effectiveness in the hours you have. It's easy to get caught up in tasks that seem urgent, but aren't important. Successful people know how to distinguish between what's urgent and what's important. They focus their time and energy on the things that will bring them closer to their goals, rather than getting bogged down by minor tasks. Here's another thing. Success requires continuous learning. You can't expect to stay where you are and achieve more than you have now. Growth is essential. You have to be constantly improving, constantly expanding your knowledge and skills. Successful people are lifelong learners. They seek out new information, they look for ways to improve, and they stay open to new ideas. Learning isn't just about acquiring knowledge, it's about applying it. Knowledge is useless if it isn't put into action. Successful people don't just accumulate information, they use it to make better decisions, to improve their performance, and to achieve their goals. Be willing to learn from every experience, from every person, from every opportunity. So if you want to be successful in anything you do, the principles are clear. These are the fundamentals. If you follow them, success isn't just possible, it's inevitable.